For most drivers, the verdict on CVTs is already in. They slip, they shudder, they fail early. Case closed. But here's the uncomfortable truth. A huge number of CVT failures aren't the CVTs failing at all. They're symptoms coming from somewhere else, but the CVT becomes the convenient scapegoat. And most drivers approve $4,000 replacements without ever seeing proof that the transmission failed. Today, I'll show you which symptoms CVTs get blamed for, and at the end, a 60-second check you can use before ever approving a CVT replacement. Let's get into it. Why CVTs are the perfect scapegoat. CVTs didn't earn their reputation out of thin air. Early to mid-2010s Nissan Altimas and Rogues trained an entire generation of drivers to expect failure. When those Jatco CVTs started slipping or overheating around 80 to 110,000 miles, the fix wasn't a rebuild. It was a full replacement, usually $3,500 to $5,000. And when a modern CVT hesitates even slightly, the conclusion feels obvious. But here are 4 reasons why CVTs unfairly get blamed faster than almost any other component. First, it's how they feel when something goes wrong. Traditional automatics hide problems. A worn clutch pack might feel like a lazy shift. A torque converter shudder might only appear at highway speed. A CVT hides nothing. When power delivery isn't smooth, RPM changes instantly. You feel it, you hear it. The engine revs rise, the car doesn't respond. And the conclusion writes itself. The transmission is slipping. Second, CVTs sit at the center of the blame triangle. Engine, software, drivetrain, anything upstream or downstream shows up through the transmission. A Honda Civic CVT with a dirty throttle body or failing ignition coil around 90,000 miles stumbles under load. The CVT adjusts ratios to protect itself. The driver feels hesitation. The shop says, transmission issue. The real fix? A $300 to $600 engine service, not a $4,000 gearbox. Third, CVTs are usually replaced, not repaired. A conventional automatic might get a $900 to $1,500 valve body repair. A Subaru Outback CVT that feels wrong jumps straight to replacement, often $4,000 to $5,500. When replacement is the only visible option, diagnosis shortcuts happen. Not malicious, just practical. And finally, the internet seals the verdict. Search any CVT symptom and you'll find worst-case stories. You rarely see the follow-ups where the fix was a mount, fluid, or software update. Those stories don't spread. So when a Nissan Rogue with 70,000 miles hesitates, the script is already written. The owner expects a $4,500 quote. The shop leans that way. The CVT absorbs the blame. Here's the distinction that matters. Real CVT failures are progressive and consistent. But most reported failures appear suddenly, inconsistently, and often after something else has changed. And that brings us to the first thing that gets blamed, even though it's not in the transmission at all. Number 7, engine problems that feel like a CVT slip. This is the most common misdiagnosis, and it's usually where the panic starts. Picture a Nissan Altima with a CVT around 80 to 90,000 miles. You press the gas, the RPM climbs, but the car hesitates before moving. To most drivers, that sensation feels exactly like transmission slip. The next step feels inevitable. Prepare for a $3,500 to $4,500 CVT replacement. But in a surprising number of cases, the transmission isn't slipping at all. The engine isn't delivering power smoothly. A failing ignition coil on a Honda Civic CVT can cause brief misfires under load. The engine stumbles for a split second. The CVT reacts instantly by adjusting ratios to protect itself. From the driver's seat, it feels like the transmission can't grab. In reality, the fix is often a $100 to $150 coil, or $400 to $600 installed, not a new gearbox. Airflow problems tell the same story. A dirty throttle body on a Subaru Forester can create hesitation from a stop or during light acceleration. A traditional automatic might mask that stumble with a hard downshift. A CVT doesn't. It exposes it. Shops quote a transmission. The real fix? A $250 to $350 throttle cleaning. Here's the key distinction most people miss. When an engine stumbles, a CVT doesn't fail. It responds. And that's what makes the next category so tricky. Because sometimes the hesitation you feel isn't mechanical at all. It's intentional, and it comes from the software. Number 6, torque management and protective programming. This is where a lot of drivers say something's wrong, even though the transmission is doing exactly what it was designed to do. Modern CVTs don't just move power, they manage it. When torque spikes too quickly, the software steps in. That intervention often feels like hesitation, lag, or the car thinking before it moves. To an old school driver, that sensation feels unnatural. To the transmission, it's self-preservation. Take a Toyota Corolla CVT with about 70,000 miles. You roll into the throttle from a stop, and instead of a crisp jump forward, the power comes in smoothly. Sometimes too smoothly. Drivers describe it as delay, but what's happening is torque being limited to protect the belt and pulleys from shock loads. You'll feel this even more clearly in something like a Subaru Outback CVT during a highway pass. Step hard on the gas and the RPM rises without an immediate surge. The CVT isn't slipping, it's choosing a safer ratio to prevent a torque spike that could shorten its life. Here's the part most people don't realize. Older automatics didn't do this. They just took the hit. And over time, that's why clutches burned and valve bodies wore out. CVTs flipped the philosophy. Instead of absorbing abuse and failing later, they push back in the moment. That pushback feels like a problem, especially if you're used to gear changes, but it's often a sign the system is working as intended. Where this gets confusing is when that protective behavior suddenly shows up after years of normal driving. Drivers think it wasn't like this before, and they're right. But the cause usually isn't the transmission wearing out. It's the transmission protecting itself from something else. And most of the time, that something else is heat. Number 5, heat and limp behavior. This is where CVTs earn their worst reputation, fast. A driver is cruising along, everything feels normal, and then suddenly the car feels weak. Acceleration disappears. Sometimes there's no warning lights, sometimes there is. Either way, the car feels like it's on its last legs. To most people, that's a dead transmission. Take a Nissan Rogue CVT that's been doing a lot of city driving or long highway runs in hot weather. Around 70,000 to 100,000 miles, especially if the fluid has never been changed, heat starts to build. CVT fluid does double duty, lubrication and cooling. Once it gets hot enough, the transmission control module steps in and limits power. From the driver's seat, it feels dramatic. The engine revs, the car barely responds, panic sets in. The quote that follows is familiar. You need a transmission, usually somewhere between $4,000 and $5,500. But what's often happening is limp behavior, not failure. You'll see this in Subaru Outbacks and Foresters as well, especially in hilly areas or during long climbs. The CVT senses rising temperatures and backs off to protect the belt, pulleys, and bearings. Once things cool down, normal behavior often returns. That inconsistency is what confuses people. A failing transmission should get worse and worse. Heat protection comes and goes. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Older transmissions didn't do this. They overheated quietly. They kept driving, and they failed later, catastrophically. CVTs fail loudly, up front by limiting power, and that feels like a breakdown even when it's a warning. In many cases, the actual fix isn't a replacement. It's a fluid service, sometimes paired with an auxiliary cooler, usually totaling $300 to $900, depending on the vehicle. That's not a guarantee, but it's a far cry from a full transmission swap. And this is where things go sideways. Because when heat-related limp behavior gets mistaken for failure, the next step often makes the problem worse, not better. Especially when the transmission has just been serviced. Number 4, shudder and vibration. This is one of the most convincing false alarms there is. A driver pulls away from a stop and feels a shake, just enough to notice. To most people, that sensation means the transmission is slipping or grabbing. But very often, it's not inside the transmission at all. Take a Nissan Rogue or Altima with a CVT around 80 to 120,000 miles. The complaint comes in as CVT shudder, but the cause is frequently a worn engine or transmission mount. Rubber breaks down over time. Under initial torque, the drivetrain shifts just enough to create a vibration that feels expensive. The fix? A mount replacement typically runs $300 to $800. CV axles create the same illusion. A worn inner CV joint on a Subaru Forester or Outback can cause shudder under light acceleration. Because CVTs deliver power smoothly, that vibration stands out more clearly than it would in a traditional automatic, and the transmission takes the blame. Axle replacement usually lands in the $400 to $900 range. Here's the rule that matters. If the vibration changes with vehicle speed, not engine RPM, it's probably not the transmission. If it shows up under initial torque but fades once you're moving, check mounts and axles first. This is where people get trapped. They replace the CVT, and the vibration is still there. And it gets worse, because sometimes the shudder doesn't start until after someone tries to do the right thing, after a routine transmission service. Number 3, fluid service mistakes. This is where owners do everything right and still get burned. Around 70 to 80,000 miles, a driver schedules routine CVT service. No warning lights, no symptoms. Then a week later, the car feels worse. Hesitation, shudder, maybe a faint whine. Suddenly, the shop is talking about a $4 to $5 grand replacement. What happened? CVTs are extremely sensitive to fluid type, level, and temperature. Wrong fluid, incorrect fill, or missing the required temperature window can immediately change how the transmission behaves. This shows up often on Nissan and Subaru CVTs, where a proper service costs $250 to $400, but a rushed one creates new symptoms. Once that happens, the transmission gets blamed for finally failing. In reality, it was pushed out of spec. And now, the owner is trapped, which leads directly to the next category, because sometimes the transmission isn't reacting to bad fluid at all. It's reacting to bad information. Number 2, sensors and calibration issues. By this point, many drivers are convinced the transmission is haunted. The car feels inconsistent. Fine one drive, hesitant the next. Acceleration changes with temperature or traffic. That unpredictability feels like a failing transmission. But often the CVT is reacting correctly to bad information. Modern CVTs depend on sensor inputs and adaptive software. When those inputs drift or reset, the transmission doesn't know it's being misled, it just responds. You see this after battery replacements or software updates on Honda Civics and Accords. Adaptive values reset, throttle mapping changes, the car feels lazy or overly cautious. The fix is often a relearn or update, $100 to $300, not a transmission. The same happens with wheel speed sensors on cars like the Toyota Corolla or RAV4, causing hesitation or ratio hunting. Sensor fixes typically run $150 to $400. None of this means the CVT is failing, it means the system needs to be recalibrated. And when that doesn't happen, the CVT gets blamed, not for a mechanical failure, but for a process failure. Number 1, the CVT Blame Loop. By the time a car reaches this point, the outcome is often already decided. An owner reports hesitation or shudder. The symptom is hard to reproduce. The scan shows no hard failure, just vague transmission history. And that's when the shortcut happens. With CVTs, there's rarely a middle step. Shops don't rebuild them, they replace them. So the question shifts from what else could cause this to do we replace it? Take a Subaru Outback CVT at 110,000 miles. Intermittent hesitation, no hard failure. The quote writes itself, $4,500 to $5,500. What didn't happen? No proof the symptom was progressive. No confirmation that heat, fluid, sensors, or mounts were ruled out. This isn't dishonesty, it's economics. Once the replacement is approved, the loop closes. If the problem goes away, the CVT gets blamed. If it doesn't, something else is blamed. Either way, the process never proved the CVT failed. And that's why the most important step isn't defending CVTs. It's breaking the loop before the replacement is approved. That's where the 60-second check comes in. Bonus, the 60-second CVT check. Before approving a CVT replacement, force a short pause. It takes about a minute. First, ask what specifically failed. Not, CVTs are known for this. Ask what component failed, what test confirmed it, and whether the symptom was progressive. Real CVT failures usually get worse. Intermittent hesitation is a red flag. Second, ask what was ruled out. Engine misfire, throttle or airflow issues, mounts or axles, fluid condition and fill procedure, overheating or limp behavior. Third, ask when the symptoms started relative to changes. Battery, software update, fluid service, new tires, hot weather driving. Finally, ask if there's a hard failure code or permanent failsafe mode. If not, slow down. This doesn't mean the CVT is innocent. It means the case isn't proven. If the CVT is truly failing, this won't save it. If it's being blamed for something else, this will save you. CVTs didn't earn their reputation for nothing. Some failed early, some deserve criticism. But many CVT failures aren't transmission failures at all. They start with engine issues, software protection, heat behavior, vibration, bad fluid service, or bad sensor data, and then get pushed through a system that replaces CVTs instead of diagnosing them. The takeaway isn't that CVTs are perfect. It's that symptoms aren't diagnoses. If this helps you avoid a bad call, subscribe for more no-nonsense car advice. And if you want to see which CVTs actually last, that video is up next.